Older people have never been more vulnerable to scammers and dodgy traders. An appalling 85% of UK doorstep crime is targeted at older people who may be isolated or frail.
It's a surcharge of about £40–50.
But I don't need it.
Now we've uncovered something even more shocking. A secret system that Britain's most unscrupulous traders are using to exploit older people. It's called a suckers list. The very idea of a suckers list is so horrible. It just conveys the impression that vulnerable people, trusting people, honest people are just there to be swindled and to have their savings drained from them. Worryingly, trading standards think that up to 1 million older people appear on these lists. So we're talking now about lists of what? Names?
That's right, names, addresses, phone numbers, personal details.
And a lot of these are older people?
They tend to be. People get added to these lists.
Because they've fallen for something?
They've fallen for something originally.
So the con men think they're suckers?
That's right.
Well, it's pretty unpleasant and pretty insulting.
It is.
OK. So that's what the con men call it. It's horribly easy to get onto a suckers list.
Hello. Oh, yes, that's me.
Just responding to a cold call or an offer in the post can do it.
This gets circulated and sold on to other companies, and people start receiving lots and lots of unsolicited calls and scam mails.
Because they think they've got a really good victim here.
Exactly.
I'm determined to expose this horrible practice of suckers lists. I've asked the team if they can discover who else is trying to stop these suckers list scammers in their tracks.
We've come across Marilyn Baldwin. She's set up the charity Think Jessica because her mum was a victim of one of these suckers lists.
So Jessica's her mum, is it?
Yeah, Jessica's her mum.
OK, let's have a look.
My mum received a letter that told her she'd won a competition and all she had to do was send off a small fee and the prize would be on its way.
Do you think you've won on this one?
I know I've won it.
How sure are you?
I'm 100% sure with that.
Unfortunately, that first letter my mother got was a scam letter, and the criminals behind it put her name on what they call a suckers list. This list then got circulated to other criminals worldwide, and the mail just escalated. She was getting letters from criminals claiming to be lottery officials, bankers, solicitors. Then it turned into more sinister mail from clairvoyants.
You're jinxing me. You're doing everything that's going to go against me. And what did it come?
Over 5 years, Jessica received over 30,000 letters and may have spent as much as £50,000 on scams.
It was just a cruel, gradual way that these criminals broke into her life, broke into her world and broke into her bank account.
That is a complete nightmare. This unscrupulous sort of milking of somebody who is defenseless, it's terrible. When her mother died in 2007, Marilyn set up a charity, Think Jessica, to help raise awareness of how scammers target vulnerable people. The charity is still going strong, thank goodness. But as I've discovered, there is still a big battle to fight in Jessica's memory.